morning, y'all. I hope everyone is well. My name is Sandra Waldrop. You are watching Kingdom Acres, and this is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. Today is Fun Friday, and we are doing kitchen trash to treasure extravaganza all day long. Everyone is showing you how to take your trash and turn it into something beautiful for your home. So I hope you plan on sticking around and watching our creators. And if you can't, if you have a busy day ahead, you can watch all the replays all weekend long. Just tap the featured section at the top of the page, and all of those live creators will be pinned there for you to watch their replay. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. As you come on in, be sure and tell me hello. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what kind of plans you have for your weekend. We have a busy weekend ahead. If you are watching me and you see the little red box in the corner, that means that I'm live. If you don't see that, if it's gray on Facebook, then I'm no longer live. You are watching the replay. And if you are watching me on YouTube, please be sure and give me a hello and let me know what you think of this project that I'm doing today. I post all of my replays to YouTube, and that channel is Kingdom Acres Homestead with Sandra Waldrop. So we're just going to jump right into it. So jars are the easiest thing to repurpose in your home. Northwest Arkansas, you were not far from me. Well, I mean, if Texas weren't the size of 3 European countries, right, you wouldn't be very far from me. You're not far from Texas. So we have some jars that we're going to be repurposing, and I have a wasp that is flying around my head, so if you see me run for my life, that is why. But first I wanted to talk to you. Good morning, Miss Stacy, or Miss Tracy. Goodness gracious, I don't know what's going on with me. Miss Tracy, good morning. So first I'm going to talk to you about what real life looks like in the Waldrop house. I'm going to be making Apothecary decor this morning, okay? And I've done that in the past with a Dollar Tree bottle, okay? I grunched it up and made it look super cute. But in real life, I have Apothecary bottles, and they are old pickle jars, okay? This is my turmeric tincture. If you look on it, the date says 12/2/24. That is when I put this together. And in this jar, I have chopped up turmeric, ginger, and then peppercorn balls are in here. And this is my medicine. Excuse me. This is my medicine. This is what I leave under. Good morning, everyone. Oh, I'm just seeing those comments coming in. Good morning. This is what I leave under my jar, or under my cupboard year round. Okay. This pickle jar currently holds liquid gold. Okay. This is like pure magic in a jar. You're not feeling good, you've got inflammation, you've got a headache, you are having allergies, runny nose, a cough. I've been taking this for my cough, and it helps me so much. I have not taken it this morning, but I took it before bed, and it helped me sleep because it, you know, it helped with all of the drainage and the inflammation that I'm having in my tonsils and all these things. And so it has helped me so much. Now, having said that, you definitely don't want to take anything that you haven't checked with your doctor with, especially if you are currently taking medications or have any background stuff going on. You definitely want to do what's best for you. But this is something that I swear by. However, I do know some people who I refuse to give it to just because I know what medications they're on, and I know that it can interact. There are contraindications, so just beware, but it's really good stuff. So that's where a lot of my pickle jars go. They get used in a real way in my home apothecary. In addition to that, I reuse my canning lids on my jars for storing more tinctures. When I don't have pickle jars, I just have to use my ball jars, and this has Oregon grapefruit in it. I ordered dry Oregon grapefruit off of Amazon. I believe it was Frontier Co-op that I got it from, or no, Southwest Botanicals. I wrote it right here on the label, see? And this is just dry plant matter. You notice in this one, I filled the jar all the way to the top with my plant matter, and then you cover that all the way to the top with 100 proof vodka. Let it sit 6 to 8 weeks, and you have your tincture with your fresh plant matter. With your dry plant matter, it's concentrated, so you're only going to do halfway with your plant matter, and then all the way to the top with your vodka, your 100 proof vodka. Let it sit under your cupboard for 6 to 8 weeks, and you have medicine. This works as an antiviral, antibiotic. It's an antimicrobial. So you get sick, you take it, it's going to help with anything you have. We kind of go back and forth between Oregon grapefruit and golden seal. They are both very similar as far as their medicinal uses. So I just wanted to share those things. And the reason we store these in a dark cupboard, a cool, dark place, is because light degrades plant cells, right? So it's actually going to break down those medicinal compounds, and it's going to make it less effective. So the reason why you see these little tincture bottles in an amber color is because it protects the medicinal compounds that are being stored in here. Excuse me. So there's a purpose behind these being amber. So, and you can find them looking, the brown color, but there's also blues, there's greens, and so today we are going to do some different colored apothecary jars using very, very simple 100 proof vodka. It's 100 proof, not 100%. Just to clarify, 100 proof is 50% vodka and 50% water in that jar that you're buying from the liquor store. So just beware, if you're buying 100 proof or 100% alcohol, that's paint thinner. We're not using paint thinner around here, but yes, 100 proof. Okay, just wanted to clarify on that. Thank you for pointing that out for me. So, different colored jars. They have so many different colored jars because the color protects the medicinal compounds, right? And I know that these are decorative, but we want things to, be a little different and a little pizzazzy. So we're going to go ahead and make some jars out of these. This was a kombucha bottle, and this one was just an orange juice bottle from, I think, HEB or somewhere. We're in Texas. It says Texas Squeeze on it, so this is definitely from a Texas store of some sort. Okay, now it still has some residue on it, so I'm going to use my homemade cleaner, which was also made with kitchen trash. We do not throw away our orange pills or grapefruit pills, our citrus pills. They go into a baggie and they go into our freezer, because when I am making my kitchen cleaner, I fill up a glass jar with my citrus pills, some cinnamon sticks, some whole cloves, and then I cover the whole thing with 5% vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and then it sits for 6 to 8 weeks. And it is a very powerful cleaner. So that's just another thing that you can do with something that would normally go in the trash, go to the landfill. It works really well. And oh goodness gracious, I should have taken some of that turmeric before I got started this morning. So I don't need this to be like super duper clean, but and normally I would just like let this sit. So I'm just gonna let this one sit and let that sit and do its vinegar magic. This one just has a little bit, so I'm just gonna spray that and give it a little wipe. Not crazy, because we are covering this with goop, so it doesn't really matter all that much now, does it? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday morning. Fun Friday. I'm so excited. So excited. We have a busy weekend. My son turns 20 on Sunday, if you can believe that. I have a 20-year-old as of this weekend. And I'm not okay. I'm not okay. He's just a little baby. When I have dreams about him, in my dreams, he's still like 10 years old. 8 to 10 years old. Just a little scrawny kid talking with his squeaky voice. And I'm not okay right now. I'm not okay. He comes out of his room and I'm like, who are you and how did you get in my house? Like, I don't even know who this guy is. Oh, crazy. How did we even get here? Okay, so I'm going to start out with just putting some, oh, thank you, putting some Mod Podge into my cup. And then I'm going to use these alcohol inks. This is Kelly Green. And that's how it's looking in there. And I'm not counting drops. I'm just kind of squeezing till I feel inclined to stop. Okay, what did I do with my little, there it is. My brush here. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a stir. Goodness me. All right, got some green going. I want it to be a little bit more green. And I've got some like dry bits of Mod Podge. I'm running low in my big old jar here. So I'm gonna have to get more Mod Podge. I need to also get some glue to make some of Miss Tracy's coffee grunge, because you always need coffee grunge. I've been using a lot of my grunge glaze that I use with Miss Tracy's recipe of grunge, and then I just mix it with Mod Podge, and that works really well to glaze like wood products and things. But sometimes you need it to be thicker, right? And so that's where the coffee podge comes in that Miss Tracy makes. Goodness me. All right, so if you see, it's just going on with that green coloring to it. And then I'm gonna do the same grunging method that we use to do those, just the grunge jars. And I'm going to use the instant coffee over it. And I don't know why I put that in my left hand, because I'm not left-handed, but we'll see how that turns out. Oh, goodness gracious. That was very awkward in my hand. Very awkward feeling in my hand. I'm just going to continue to go all the way around. All the way around here. Yeah, so he's turning 20. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. West Columbia, yes. Yes, I'm south of Houston, West Columbia. I'm sorry, I'm missing comments. My eyes this morning are not wanting to focus in. There we go. I'm just gonna pour some out here. That way I can do all my one-handed, right-handed stuff. If not, things are gonna go awry. I can tell you what, I am not a lefty, which it was a lot of fun working on penmanship with my left-handed son when he was younger, because that does not translate over very well. Good morning. Choose Joy Crafts and Creations. Oh, I love that name. I love it. My maiden name is Joy, and that's actually my 14-year-old daughter's middle name. I gave her that name because on my dad's side, they have like a family name that usually at least one kid from every from, you know, each family gets the middle name of Lee, or, you know, they get that included somewhere. And I wasn't a fan of it at the time when I was naming my children. And so with her, I decided that instead of doing the family name of Lee, I would use my maiden name and give her Joy. Which I am a firm believer that names do impact a person's personality. And my husband really feels the same as well, because when I was, you know, going through names, pitching names to him for our fourth baby, he was like, well, what does that name mean? We're not going to name her something that has like a crazy meaning. And so she got Arabella. My fourth baby got Arabella, which means yields to prayer, which is so beautiful to my heart. And yeah, so that's how that one's looking so far. Let's give it a dry and see. I have not done this before, okay, but I'm assuming this is gonna work out the way I want it to. Oh. My goodness gracious, this cough. I might just go ahead and take some tincture here on camera. Normally I tell people to put it in water and it'll evaporate the alcohol and everything, but when you're on the run or you don't have access to warm water to evaporate that alcohol, I say just go with it and take it, because one dropper full is literally like a fifth of a teaspoon or something. Like, you're not taking very much alcohol into your system. You can take a dropper full or two and still drive. You're not going to, you know, it's not enough. It's just not enough. You're probably getting, if you're drinking kombucha, you're probably getting the same amount of alcohol in your system. So, good morning. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. So, I still have this cough. Yesterday was the first day that I felt normal and myself again, and I made a wonderful meal for my family for dinner, and I did dishes, and I cleaned up things, and that was fantastic. I was so happy for that. I really needed a good day. I was so tired of feeling sick for so long. My goodness. It gets frustrating after a while. It's like, come on, body, get it together. So, and this will, you'll be able to see through it, you know, somewhat, like this one, and like my tincture bottle over here, you know, you can still see through it. So if you wanted to do something like this and put lights inside, that would look great also. We're just trying to get that green hue behind that brown color. Oh, yes, so many are sick right now. It's crazy. It's so bad. I've been reading about it online, everybody getting sick, and it's mostly in your throat, but you do feel really down. You lose your energy, you get the body aches and all that stuff, and it lasts for weeks and weeks. So, and it was crazy because I started getting sick when we were camping, and I didn't know that I was sick. I was just tired. And so at one point I was so tired, I started thinking, I was like, maybe I'm pregnant, you know, because I was just that tired. And at 40 years old, my husband is not, you know, really wanting me to get pregnant again, but I would be over the moon. I would be so excited. Oh no. I'm not there yet. I'm only 40, so I'm not there. I would much rather be pregnant at this point than to be going through the change, the elusive change. But I guess it's all God's timing, right? Whatever. I'm doing one more coat with this because I want more. But all God's timing. So whatever He has planned for me, I will be, I will be okay with that. But if I had my druthers, it would be a baby. Good morning. Even at 40 and with a son turning 20, I would be more than happy to start all over, waking up at night and nursing and even the dirty diapers and the explosions. Excuse me. Goodness me. I better get a drink of water. I'm just going to cough and cough and cough. All right. So, got that. Let's sprinkle some more of my instant coffee here, my Dollar Tree instant coffee. And we're just gonna keep going like that. Okay, once I get this on, I'm gonna move on to the next one and get that blue going. Okay, and then once these are somewhat dry, I'll dress them up because these tops obviously don't go with our look. So we're gonna have to remedy that somehow, some way, and we will have a blast doing that. You last child when you were 42. Okay, listen, I read somewhere on the internet. I read on the internet because the internet always tells the truth, right? I read on the internet that if you have a baby after 40, you are more likely to live to be 100 or something like that. So I keep telling my husband that I need to have another baby for health reasons. And I think it's hilarious. He is not quite as amused. Whoops. He's not quite as amused with my reasoning, but but I hear that having babies keeps you young. So, and they do. They keep me on the go, I tell you. Today, right after I get done here, I have to run out the door and go take care of some, okay, here, I'm just going to use, come here, little thingy-majiggy. Okay, there we go. I just need a little stick to mix, and then I can use whatever paintbrush, but some of those paintbrushes are just too tiny, and I don't want to use them to mix. But I would love to have another baby. Good morning. Oh, good morning, sweet friend. I'm so happy y'all are here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all sharing your morning with me. Me and my shenanigans. And my crazy baby talk. I forgot that I was using that napkin for this, so I'll just wrap it up and wipe this off, and we will go. And it got a good amount off. There's still some on there, but I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't have to be super duper clean or anything, because I'm grunging it up. The whole point here is to make it dirty. Make it the kind of dirty that I want it to be, but dirty nonetheless. So here we go. Here's another one of those brushes, those Dollar Tree brushes. All right, who we have? Okay. Let me scroll back up there. You said something. I don't believe it. They're cute. And oh my goodness gracious. Erin, I'm gonna need to just borrow some babies from you, okay? Just send me your babies. I need to have one. So we've got the blue going here. And again, that's just alcohol ink into my Mod Podge, and that is Lake Blue. I wanted something that was going to shine through the instant coffee, so hopefully this will give me the desired effect. If not, it'll be fine. Just gonna do this. Now behind me I have, while I'm doing this, you can see my my washboards that I've done recently. The Christmas one I did yesterday. And if you missed that video, that was a lot of fun. You'll want to go and watch my replay either on my page, because it's still there, but after 30 days it will disappear, so it will be on my YouTube shortly. I'll get that uploaded hopefully today, but maybe sometime this weekend if not. But I was going to tell you guys that if you don't want to use the metal that I used, okay, if you're wanting to do a trashy washboard, you could absolutely do that just by getting some cardboard and pulling off the outer layer to expose the corrugated part of the cardboard, and you can make your washboard doing that. So that's something I was thinking about this morning, sitting there drinking my coffee. It's like, you know what, I could have just done kitchen trash for days, because I save everything and I love repurposing trash. It's just so much fun. And then my husband doesn't have any excuse to throw it away. So we've got a kombucha bottle here, an orange juice bottle. Now, another really cool bottle that I think would fit really well with this apothecary theme is the, oh gosh, the buffalo, or like the little Tabasco sauce bottles, the buffalo sauce bottles, Frank's buffalo sauce. The shape of those are really cool, and we end up with a lot of those bottles. I couldn't find any this morning. Somebody threw them away, or they're just like buried somewhere. I don't know. I will have times where I'm like, okay, I've got jars coming out my ears, and then I'll go to where I keep my jars and they're gone. All of these jars are just like, the area's cleaned up, and I'm like, somebody's been throwing away my jars. So that's how this one is looking. Check that out. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and then we're gonna go back over it and goopy it up a little bit more. Let's look at this one. How cool that is looking. Okay, now I do have some labels here. Excuse me. That cough is gonna go away here pretty quick. This one says Time Elixir, and this one says, what does this one say? What time did I start? Okay, I have 18 minutes, 17 minutes. I don't know how much minutes. I have minutes. Okay. This one says Time Elixir. This one says cough syrup. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them. No, I don't want to cut them. I almost cut it. I'm going to do the water method. That's my favorite. I want to tear it. I want to tear it. So I'm just going to get my paintbrush and go around it with water. I was just going to use scissors, but I have time. I have time. It's not a big deal. We are not running behind here. Oh. The notifications are going faster than my reading ability this morning. Looks fun. Oh, thank you. Yes, the blue is really nice. It's the Lake Blue Ink Alcohol from Hobby Lobby. I don't know how to say the name of the brand. Brea Reese or Brea Reese? I don't know. Something. B-R-E-A. Reese. Oh, goodness. But after I get done here and get my kids ready to go, get them moving around and all that stuff, we have to go and get a tire, like a spare tire or something for my horse trailer, because my daughter has a show tomorrow, and so we have to go get the tire taken care of. This afternoon, take her cow to get trimmed, get her hair trimmed, because she has a ton of dead hair because it's so hot out there. She is shedding like crazy, and she's a black cow, so the dead hair turns like that reddish orangey color, and it does not look good. So we're taking her to our cow mentors, the people who are helping us. Everybody, when you're getting started with cattle, you really need to have yourself a mentor, because there is a huge learning curve here. And with animals that we have not had a mentor, somebody to call on, it has not turned out well with us in the past. So we always make sure to have, if we don't have a person, we just don't get the animal until we have someone we can call. A few weeks ago, we were like, does she look like she's gaining weight properly? Like, just sending pictures and stuff. Like, we just want to be sure that she is growing the rate that she's supposed to grow, and there's nothing that we're doing wrong or that we need to fix or change or adjust or etc., etc. Okay. There we go. There's my Time Elixir label. Oh, my goodness, here we go with the coughs. Okay, so what is the difference between a syrup and an elixir? Oh, used for the coloring. Okay, so I'm using these alcohol inks. I've got a blue and a green. Okay, this one is Lake Blue and this one is Kelly Green from Hobby Lobby. Brea Reese is the brand. And I just mixed the alcohol inks in with Mod Podge, and I made 2 different glazes. And then I just did my instant coffee over the Mod Podge, and now we're going to put a Time Elixir label on here. Let's see where we want it. I think probably right here-ish will be good. And I'm just going to push that down on that sticky Mod Podge there, and then I can go back over it with some some regular Mod Podge, because I don't really want to stain the label green, but it's kind of sticking down really well right there. Okay, let me just do a little bit of this. I'd kind of forgotten about my labels, so I'm glad that I cut that because these labels are super cute. They are mine, so if you want them, I can send you the image on Messenger. If you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kingdom Acres Homestead with Sandra Waldrop, and then just shoot me a message, let me know that you have subscribed and that you would like the image. I will be more than happy to send you the images. This one says thyme elixir, and then the other one says cough syrup. Now the difference between an elixir and a syrup, is that an elixir is going to be plant matter along with honey and then your alcohol. So people usually do about half honey and then half alcohol, and then let it sit in a warm place, not cold, a warm place for 6 to 8 weeks, a warm, dark place. So I know some people will put their jars in just like a tote box with the seed heating mats, because you don't want it hot, you just want it a little bit hot to not hurt those medicinal compounds. So got the elixir. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a tiny bit of a sprinkle over the label just to make it slightly more grungy. And the, let's see here, goodness me, there we go. Okay, a little bit of a sprinkle just to make it a little more grungy over my label. All right, now it really looks like an Apothecary bottle because it's got its label, right? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. This is how, okay, so this is the turmeric, and I am going to go ahead and take it because I really need to stop coughing. That's all I do. I just shoot it into my mouth. It tastes like foot, okay? I'm not gonna lie. This is not for the faint of heart, okay? If you want something that tastes like bubble gum, this is not it, I tell you what. But I give it to my 9-year-old. I give it to all my kids, my husband, and I make several different types of tinctures. So for different situations. I'm gonna do one more coat on this. We went camping 2 summers ago, and just before we left to go camping, it was the day of. My husband wanted to mow. You know, in Texas, everybody's obsessed with mowing. My husband wanted to mow before we left because he didn't want to come home to Jumanji outside with mosquitoes the size of hummingbirds. So he went ahead and mowed. Well, while he was out mowing, he got stung on his ankle by a wasp, okay? We treated the wasp sting, you know, everything was okay. Obviously it hurt and it continued to bother him, but no more than a normal sting would, right? Well, we get to the campgrounds and everything, and we were there for a couple of days. We'd been swimming, partaking in all of the camping shenanigans, adventures, and his ankle starts swelling and turning red, and it's hot to the touch. So anybody who knows what that means, he was developing cellulitis, and who knows men will not go to the hospital unless you like really twist their arm. Well, I was not going to have my husband, you know, really like ending up septic or something crazy while we're out camping, simply because he won't go to the hospital or, you know, won't go get treated. So I pulled out my turmeric, I gave him the turmeric, and then I pulled out my cayenne tincture. And I grow cayenne peppers in my garden, and I make tincture from that. Oh, thank you so much. I make tincture with that, and it is hot. It is literally fire in your mouth. But let me tell you, cayenne tincture is one of those rescue medicines. And so I gave it to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, what did you put in my mouth? Very dramatic reaction. I take cayenne tincture, but yes, it's hot. Yes, like especially if you're not expecting it. But if I had told him prior to, he definitely would not have taken it, and then it would have been a situation. So I gave him the tincture. He wasn't happy, but guess what? It cleared up the infection. So that is my testimonial on cayenne tincture. And I keep it around anytime we're traveling, and at the very least it can help you enough on your way to the hospital, right? So I'm not saying to do one thing instead of the other, because your body is your responsibility, not mine. But you definitely want to treasure hunting, yay! So you definitely want to be going to get checked out, but it cleared it up, and he ended up not needing to go to the doctor, thankfully, because he was not going to the doctor. So I was able to help him out there with my herbal remedy. That is my testimonial. It helped me. That does not mean, or it helped him. That does not mean that it would do the same for you. So you definitely always want to consult your doctor. Definitely always want to take proper care and precaution for your body. But cayenne is something that I keep around for emergencies. All right, here's the cough syrup. Cough syrup is made differently than an elixir. It has the honey, or you know, the sweetener, the sugar, whatever you're using, but it's made with a decoction. So it's your strong infused tea that's been simmered down to about half the liquid, and then cooled down as to not hurt the honey, but still warm. And then you mix it together, and you have your syrup. Right, putting that there over my wet Mod Podge, and I'm just going to, I'm trying to not get my fingers all up in that wet inky Mod Podge. Okay, and it is grabbing that paper. That's what I like to see. It kind of just bogging down there, okay, with that Mod Podge. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my almost gone Mod Podge over here, and I'm like down to the end, y'all. I'm down to the bottom here, but I've got probably a couple more projects worth here in my jar, and then I'm gonna need more. So I will be getting more here pretty quick and getting my glue. So, but we're gonna go get that cow clipped, and then this evening we are going to pretend like my son is an only child. He's the only boy, and he's turning 20, and so I want him to feel especially special. So tonight, my husband and I are going to take him out by himself and just have a special evening out with him And then on his actual birthday, we will do our big family lunch out after church, because his birthday is on Sunday. So he gets to go to church on his birthday, which is good. You can have a good time with the Lord. All right, I'd gotten some of that blue on there. And again, this is going to dry translucent. Oh, you too. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Okay, yeah, I've only got 2 minutes left. I better hurry this along. But I will post updated pictures after it's done drying and everything. If you guys want this label again, just let me know that you've subscribed to my YouTube, and I will be more than happy to send it over to you. Or if you are watching this replay on YouTube and you are wanting the image, please feel free to email me. My email is sandra.waldrop2003@gmail. So just email me and I will send you over the image. The two images, the cough syrup and the thyme elixir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. This is looking super cool. I got my green thyme elixir, and you can kind of see how that's drying. Looking, it's got that green hue to it. That's what we're wanting. That aged green. Isn't that cool? I'm loving it. I'm gonna do up these tops. All right. So I'm just going to keep on going with this. I'm not live anymore, but I'm just going to record me finishing up these jars. They're still a little wet, but I want to go ahead and add some, I'm going to add cheesecloth, okay? And I'm just going to put the cheesecloth right over the top of each one of these. And if you can see through the cheesecloth, you can double over, or if you want, you can add some other types of fabric underneath just to give it a little bit, just to hide the label, and then you'll see the layer also, so that'll be good. So that'll be good. And I'm just going to kind of pull this apart and kind of rough it up a bit. I don't want it to look quite so uniform there. Oops. Oopsies. I'm going to hot glue that little piece of fabric on there on top just to hold it down for me. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to do the same with this one. Holding it down. Okay, here's that. And here's this one. Try not to burn my finger off. And then I'm going to use some twine. Okay. And I'm just going to put a smidge of glue on my twine to hold it in place, and then I'm just going to wrap around several times. My paper's all sticky from Mod Podge, but that's okay. That's okay. And then I'm just going to tie this off on the side here to give it that little look. Okay, now I do want to go ahead and use some coffee grunge on this one. I'm just going to pour this right on here. This is the only sponge brush I have available. I'm just going to dab. Oh, you know what'll work better? I will use my squirt gun here. My little spray gun here. My little sprayer. And that's just going to age that up a bit and help it to look aged. There's that one. And then let me close this up. And then I'm going to do the same with the other. Just my twine. Pull off a good amount. And then I'm going to give it a little dot. And that just helps it stay on where we want it on the bottle. Okay. And I'm going to try to not burn my fingers off. And after we get this on, if I wanted to, I could trim off some of that, some of this fabric if I want, or I could just leave it. It's just whatever. I'm just pulling that tight and wrapping it. And then I'm going to tie it over here next to the label where it's going to look cute in front of that label. And that's it. Spray that. All right. That's it. Less than 5 minutes to just get those all fixed up. And once they are dry, they will look just so antique and beautiful. And I will post pictures. And y'all have a blessed day. Be sure and refresh your screen for the next presenter. Y'all take care. Thank you for, oh, I forgot to say it. Thank you for making a homemade home with me today. Bye, y'all.